Just last week you called me. The way you're talking is driving me insane. Hello. Just last week you called me. The way you're talking is driving me insane. Hello. Hello. Even if we're hanging by a thread, words you said is spinning in my head, I just wanna pull you closer in this bed, take me back into your arms, and I'll never let you down. Even if we're hanging by a thread.
Esports, IEM. And now IEM is short for Intel Extreme Masters, and this was an event that I didn't even know existed until Intel contacted me and said, hey Brian, do you want to come down and check out this event? So I said, sure thing. So they sponsored me to go down, and I was just blown away by what I saw. This was a thriving industry now. The esports is no joke. It's a booming industry, and this is a real big contrast for me, being especially a teenager over 17 years ago and flying down to this exact same venue in Olympic Park where I played a Brood War tournament, and unfortunately it was just tables and chairs and some laggy Samsung monitors, which was the first introduction of LCD monitors. But my God, have we come so far since then. To put some numbers into perspective, in 2017 there was an estimated $655 million in revenue spent on the esports industry. This number is set to boom to over $900 million in 2018. And eclipsing $1.5 billion in 2020. Phenomenal to think, though this in part has to do with internet and the consumption of esports itself. Back in early 2000, the amount of people who had access to the internet was somewhere around 500 million. Now in 2018, it is over 4 billion. Furthermore, the amount of time that people spend on the internet, at least in Australia, is over 5 hours per day per person. This number has grown tremendously since the start of the millennium and is expected to only keep growing. A big part of internet consumption and using enthusiast-based PCs is PC gaming itself. This being a massive passion of mine, and I'm sure a lot of the viewers out there, seeing a tournament like this unfold live is really mind-blowing. Esports has cemented itself now, I think officially in 2018, as a proper sport, which when I said I believed it was a sport a few years ago, people laughed at me. But to be number one requires the exact same, if not more, a skill set of any pro sports player. That is, discipline, talent, strategy, and hand-eye coordination. These all come into play, and especially when there's $250,000 up for grabs at the Intel Extreme Masters alone. It gets very serious. Of course, this is split between the team members, which consists of 5 players for CSGO, where you had 2 teams, one that has to defend a location, and the other that has to infiltrate it and plant some C4. Although it may sound simple, there is a lot of strategy involved, and map dynamics make for players who have the best strategy on the day, and also the best mental state, the winners. The final event consisted of 2 teams, FaZe Clan, who have quite a big and established name already, and the opponents Australis. The victory went however to FaZe, who scored a 3-0 on the sets, and one set consisted of winning 16 rounds of the game itself. However, there were 8 teams present at the event, where over the 3 days, IEM featured all these teams playing in a typical knockout fashion style in the main arena for spectators, where over 18,000 people attended. And those there this time around were a majority of fellow Aussies, chanting of course, Aussie, 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 oi, oi, oi. There was even an Aussie team called Renegades that made it into the final 8, and the crowd was chanting like no other. This was certainly an eye-opening experience, one that I can thoroughly recommend. Even if you aren't into esports, you should definitely check it out at least one time. With pizza and beers readily available, custom Waterloop PCs from Aussie modders like Alex from Simple Mods and also Ethan from Tag Mods, it really was one event to call home. Though Intel also had their Hades Canyon NUC on display, which I have already taken a look at here on the channel, and you can check it out somewhere up the top of the screen. This little 8th gen powered i7 Vega hybrid beast was powering a VR game called Beat Saber, and usually I don't have much interest in VR at all, but this game was something totally different. It was so immersive, and with 2 custom controllers in hand, one enters the virtual world and has to slice boxes to a beat of music, of their choosing of course, and obviously try not to make mistakes to get the highest score, though I did make quite a few mistakes. After trying this though, I am now officially a VR believer. This game got me hooked. Meeting the developers was also a blast. They were really nice people too. Though what else did this event have? I mean, surely that's about it. Well no, computer vendors held PC building competitions, there was a mini drive race event, PUBG, CSGO and Fortnite Flash tournaments, and my personal favourite, a StarCraft 2 tournament. This was incredible to watch, and the players have only even come further since the Brood War days, with actions per minute so fast that any keyboard that could survive an SC2 player's wrath would be one that is truly considered a gaming keyboard in my opinion. These guys were hitting over 300 actions per minute, and the emotions were just so intense. Though when all said and done, I do want to make a big thank you to Intel for not only sponsoring me to this event, but also hosting events like IEM. It is one thing to have an awesome gaming PC, it's another thing to try and foster an esports community and promote players to pursue their dreams, whether that be playing video games or building PCs. And speaking of building PCs, there of course was a tremendous amount of i7s and i9s present at this event. Me personally being more enthusiastic about the 8th gen i7 with its snappy ring bus architecture and high overclock ability, this thing is a pro gamer's bread and butter. Though of course, if you need a ridiculous amount of cores and CPU encoding while you're streaming is your thing, and of course have a ridiculous amount of money, then the i9 is a solid choice too. Though upon leaving the event and arriving back on the Gold Coast, I was again invited to another event, but hoping to catch up on some rest, I was just about to say no, but then I heard it was 5G wireless. Internet access that is, and this was yet another event that was so awesome to see. There was a pro gaming team called Chiefs, who were playing CSGO with pings as low as 6 milliseconds across 5G, where the latency difference was at least a solid 14 milliseconds better than that of the 20 millisecond 4G predecessor, though the max bandwidth speeds were out of this world good, 3 gigabits per second downloads. Yes, that's right, better than the best internet access over fiber that they have in the CBD areas for business in Australia, and the upload speeds were very impressive too. This is done over an additional layer of wireless called 5G, a 26 GHz frequency with a 400 MHz width. It is revolutionary technology, and of course the silicon powering this wireless is made by Intel, and this in whole was a joint collaboration between Telstra, Ericsson and Intel. There was even an AI robot arm on display, though I'm not quite sure what a robot arm has to do with 5G internet events. Perhaps when the AI cars crash, the robot arm can fix things quickly over 5G internet access, though the 5G internet access itself, even gaming over 5G, it certainly looks like it is the future. And for a lot of people who have crap internet in Australia currently and live in a densely populated area, this could be a solution to look forward to. A savior perhaps. Anyway, to say the last week has been a blast has been an understatement. I've met so many awesome viewers, some of whom we ended up having some crazy storytelling adventures to remember, or should I say not to remember, and others who were just down to earth, friendly and awesome people who help make up an amazing tech community. A big thank you to everyone who watches the videos and enjoys the content, and if you enjoyed this one then be sure to hit that like button, and if you have any questions or just want to say hey yo, then go at it in the comments. I look forward to seeing you in another tech video very soon. Also, again, a big thank you to Intel for hosting this one and allowing me to be part of an awesome event. I certainly hope to see them continue this practice and also hope to see you guys at one of these events one day. Peace out for now. Bye.